you guys doing today? How many of you here are hungry today? Me too. I'm starving. So today I want to describe for you, and also I brought for you some muffins. So the first thing I want to describe for you, or to tell you, is how to make sure you're clean while you're making your muffins, or cooking in general, how to make the muffins, and then give you guys the muffins. So the first thing you need to do is you need to make sure that your area is clean when you're about to cook. You need to make sure that there's nothing on the counters when you're cooking, because you can end up with like salmonella if you guys were cooking with chicken the night before and you didn't clean anything, or any foodborne illnesses, which is disgusting. It's honestly disgusting. And you need to make sure that your hair is up, especially if you have long hair, such as me, I have long hair, or any of the boys, such as like you need to put a man bun on or something. You know, put your hair up so that way you don't end up with like hair in any of your food, because have any of you gone to a restaurant and you just ended up with like a string of hair all over like your raviolis or something? Yeah, that's disgusting. So you don't want to do that. And finally, you need to wash your hands, because if you do not wash your hands, you're going to end up with some disgusting gunk or nastiness in your muffins or food in general, and that's disgusting. All right, the second thing you need to do is you need to get out 2 bowls for the ingredients, because you need bananas, because I made banana muffins instead of banana nut muffins, because I did not want anybody to have an allergic reaction to nuts, because a lot of people are allergic to nuts. So you need bananas, you need flour, baking powder, cinnamon, salt, milk, butter, eggs, actually just 1 egg, you know, all those. And in your 2 separate bowls, you need wet ingredients, you need dry ingredients. And in your first bowl, which is the wet ingredients, you need your bananas, and you need to make sure you squish up the bananas all the way to the point of, it looks like almost, like it's kind of a little solid, but it's also squishy to the point of you can mix it around and it'll follow you when you're mixing it. And then you add brown sugar, your butter, which is also melted, and 1 of your eggs, because you only need 1 egg. And then you need to mix it together. And then in your second bowl, and cinnamon. You need to add cinnamon. Don't forget cinnamon. And then in your second bowl, you need to add your flour, your baking soda, your baking powder, your salt, and you need to mix it all together. And then once you're done mixing that together, you need to combine the banana mixture and your flour mixture, and you need to mix those together until it consists of like almost a thick consistency, but it's not too liquidy, but it's not too thick at the same time. And if you want it to be any thicker, you need to put it in the refrigerator for like 10 to 20 minutes in order to get it to the point of it sticks to the spoon, so it doesn't fall down. It's kind of like oatmeal, and it's not like milk where it just spreads down. It just sticks to the spoon and holds on there. You next need to get a muffin pan or a cupcake pan if you don't have a muffin pan, which is what I did, because I don't. The muffin pans are a lot bigger in size, where cupcake pans are a lot thinner. And so you need to line them with cupcake liners. And so once you do that, you get a spoonful of, like a big spoonful of the mixture, and you need to put half of that into each liner. And you need to put them in the oven at 350 for 20 to 35 minutes. And for me, my oven was kind of acting up, so I needed to put them in the longer time. And once you do that, you take them out. You check them to make sure that they are completely cooked in the middle, but you check the middle ones to make sure that they actually are cooked with the toothpick, and you stick them down the middle all the way to about middle way. And if it comes out completely wet still from the mixture, then it's not done. And you put it in for however long you think you should put them in more. And if you put them in, if you put the toothpick in and it's completely dry and there's nothing on them, then you should end up meaning that it's done, and then you can take them out. And then once you take them out, you need to dump them onto, what I did, I dumped them onto a towel, and I flipped them all over so they can cool, and I put another towel over them so that way the steam wouldn't like make my fire alarms go off, because I got them in my kitchen. And so, yeah. So I hope you guys enjoy the muffins. Thank you all. I made half of them. I made 2 dozen of them, so half of them are half full, half of them completely full. So if you guys don't want a full muffin, you don't have to take one. And if you don't want one, don't feel like you have to take one. So. It's like 3 hours.
Thank you.
I think I'm good, thank you.
Okay.
You look good though.
So but like I'm just like Black Lives Matter is just like so anxiety because it's just like insane. It's insane. Yeah.
All right, the greeting and the audience survey are okay, but I think that's as close as you get to kind of creating some engagement with the audience, and I think it needs to continue throughout the presentation a lot more. You have a tendency to sort of stand back and just recite the recipe to us instead of talking with us and kind of connecting with us. I could tell what your topic was. I couldn't tell exactly where you were headed with it. I had to figure that out from the preview that you provided. So I think you need to be thinking about that a little bit more at the beginning of the speech. The content is fine. You've got reasonable information. There's not really any source citation. I assume that you have your own recipe or you got it from someplace. Your personal stories are okay. The conclusion I thought was a little bit abrupt. I think you need to have a smoother way that you're getting out of the presentation. The visual factors in your presentation, your body movement is very kind of awkward. You are off to the side. I don't know why you're not using the screen. So if you're not using the screen, I don't know why you're off to the side. You should be in the center of the room speaking to us. You've got your hands in the pockets of your jacket the whole time you're speaking. It looks like you're wrapping yourself up. If we were outside, I could understand that a little bit more because it was cold out in the hallway, but it's a little bit more pleasant in here. And so that kind of limits you a little bit. I did see some nice gestures though when you started trying to describe how you're supposed to spoon it into the cups and how it's supposed to come off the spoon and that sort of thing. Excuse me. So I thought that there were some good descriptive gestures in the presentation. It just seems a little odd to me that we're getting a demonstration speech without the demonstration. Basically, you just tell us everything that's going on there, and it's like reading a recipe. Even though, you're personable and you have, you're present with us. There needs to be a little bit more to it to make it engaging, and you're not really showing us how to do this stuff. You're telling us what you would do, and so I think you're missing an opportunity to make the presentation a little bit more memorable. I think you project well. You need to work on your variety and pitch so that you're a little bit more energetic at times and have some more inflection, and that'll also convey some of the emotions that are going on there. You do talk about the ick factor about working in a dirty workspace, and I understand that. I thought that you did that well. You need to do that more consistently throughout the presentation. Your feet shuffle a little bit. That's where your anxiety comes out. Your lack of eye contact is the other thing that I think indicates some anxiety issues. All right, thank you.